Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, The Healing Corner with me, Zizo Ableni. Thank you so much guys for the subscriptions. Thank you so much for the love that you show me. Thank you so much for your support. I only believe that will only be greater from here, yeah, thank you so much. So if you have not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. And if you have subscribed, please hit the notification bell so that you are notified every time I upload new content. All right, so today we'll be talking mental health, and I will be giving a story. So it's basically story time, I will be letting you guys, about just how I got diagnosed with my mental illness and everything like that. And then, so yeah, let's dive right into it. Okay guys, so it's the year 2008. 2008, I'm living in Butterworth with my mom, stepfather, and my two brothers. All right, so life is just going on. It's not well. It's really not well for me. I'm from primary school transitioning to high school, so I'm just starting this whole new school, and I'm not happy. Towards the end of the year, the previous year, 2007, a bomb hit my family, and it also hit my life, if I can put it that way. And things have drastically changed for my family and for myself. So I am just battling. And that year was a year that the fear was just ruling my life. And I remember I was so scared of people who are males. I just couldn't. And with the males that I was living with, I was so angry with them. But I was not scared of them in as much of how I was scared of males coming into the house, So my uncles, for example, they had to meet my mother outside, because now if they came in, I would be so hysterical, and I wouldn't be able to handle seeing them, because every man that I saw I thought was my father. So it was just bad. And I was then diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, and it was bad, guys. It was bad. I was just going through the most, I was going through the most. And at that time it was the time that I was 14 years old, and I was a teenager, and puberty was starting to take place, and boys were noticing me, and it was just bad. And like with every rape victim, it's either you are attracted to males, because I guess I don't know why, but I guess it's that thing of just wanting love, because the perpetrator didn't give you the love, you just want it. And then you are either afraid of them, and I was the latter. I was afraid of males. I just couldn't stand them, and I became the talk of the town. I had my best friend. We were doing everything together. We started dating together, but now I couldn't go as far as other people go with relationships, because I wouldn't even say relationships, with experimenting, because now when we get to that phase of having sex, I would, pull back. And I became the talk of the town that, she will be hysterical when you try to touch her or everything like that. So that was a problem for me. I wanted to fit in, and I saw myself getting into things that were not for me, because I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be like other girls. I got into conversations that I was not supposed to be having at 14 years old, because I wanted to be like other girls who were doing this thing, And I became a liar, to my friends, like, oh, okay, no, I became a liar because everyone was doing this. So I was not going to be like, no, I'm not doing it. I was going to be like, no, I'm doing it because I had this fear. And surely it came out that, no, man, this girl, like, don't even go to her. And people, guys were just, I was like a repellent, guys, that was just walking away from me. And this fear was just, and then what made it worse at school was that I would get these visions of my father. I would literally see him, but he was not there. And I would get hysterical, and the school would like come at a standstill. This girl, oh, it's her again, you know, type of thing. And my mom would have to come and fetch me, and it was just a mess, you know. So then I was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, and it just went downhill, you know. And what was worse was that I knew, like, whenever it was soon to be holidays, because in court they had decided to, because I was going to school, so they wouldn't hear my case in the normal dates. So I had to choose dates where it's the holiday. So I always knew that, there's this thing, I have to go to Tata for this court case. And it was just dragging because time and time again we went there, and there was they would tell us stories that, okay, we won't be able to hear your case today because of this and this and this and that. So it just ended there. And then life continued, guys. Life continues. 2009 I moved to East London, and life continues. Nalapo, you know, I get to this new school. It's bad, guys, it's bad. And I stopped going to therapy because I was like, no, man, this is not helping me. I'm not happy with this, mama. I don't want to go to this place. And I started we started going to therapy in late 2007, and we had to go to Umtata for it, you know. There was a rape center there where they offered counseling services. So we went there. Then I was like, mama, I'm so tired of this. I just want to go to school, have a normal life. And I stopped going. And then 2009 came, moved to East London. And guys, I feel like things just got worse. Things just got worse, and it was just so bad. It was just so bad. And life continued. I was not taking any medication for my mental illness. I was not going to therapy. I started again in 2009 to a place here in East London, but I stopped, you know. I was also like, you know, I guess that thing really is, do you really want to get help? So at that time, not knowing I didn't want to get help, I just decided I'm not going to do this. And then it just ended there. So came 2010, I'm starting high school. So I changed since 2007, I changed schools three times, you know. Imagine my anxiety at the beginning of the year. It was just flaring up, not knowing that it was anxiety then, but it was just bad. 2010, we moved to West Bank, still here in East London. I go to school there. And then, guys, I meet this guy at West Bank. We date. It's fun. It's all nice and games. It's that relationship where you're like, you see, this is my soulmate. I'm gonna get married to this guy. You know, you're just sure about it. And I have never in my life then had lasted a relationship for like 3 months. 3 months was like too much for me if a relationship lasted that long. So now I saw with this guy, hey man, it's going since January. Now we are in June. Like, it's just going. It's so nice, you know. And he's treating me like a queen. Like, everything is just so all nice and roses. And then late 2010, so school is also going well. School, I can't tell people because I was told to never speak about this thing. So I keep myself together, you know, and life goes on. And you know, in everywhere I go, I'm always this bubbly person. No one really knows what's going on, and I keep it like that. But when I get back home, the reality starts. I am just this angry person. I don't want to talk to anyone. I'm always closed up, you know, I'm always sleeping, all of that. 2011 came, 2012 came, 2013 came. 2014 came, 2015 came. 2016 came. 2017 came. 2018 came. 2019 came. 2020 came. 2021 came. 2022 came. 2023 came. 2024 came. 2025 came. 2026 came. 2027 came. 2028 came. 2029 came. 2030 came. 2031 came. 2032 came. 2033 came. 2034 came. 2035 came. 2036 came. 2037 came. 2038 came. 2039 came. 2040 came. 2041 came. 2042 came. 2043 came. 2044 came. 2045 came. 2046 came. 2047 came. 2048 came. 2049 came. 2050 came. 2051 came. 2052 came. 2053 came. 2054 came. 2055 came. 2056 came. 2057 came. 2058 came. 2059 came. 2060 came. But I meet this guy and he just changes everything for me. I am happy. He makes me happy. You know, all of that. We talk about things. I tell him about, he accepts me up with my past and everything like that. And life continues really. And then so now, late 2010, I find out that I'm pregnant. And after finding out that I'm pregnant, I am so scared. Like, what am I going to say to my family? Like, wow, I am only 16. What am I going to say? What are my cousins going to say? What are my sisters going to say? You know, it's a whole shebang, you know. But I'm like, wait, too, I will see, because my man, he loves me and he will take care of me. And you know, he's gonna go get a job. He told me that he's gonna go get a job, and my baby's gonna go live with him if my family doesn't accept the baby. You know, it's all cute, like, you know, when you guys lie to each other, you know. So yeah, I got lied to, guys. So life continued, and then one day, like, I'm at school though. I'm at school and I feel that I'm bleeding, you know. I'm bleeding, and so I tell my mom. I get back home and my mom is packing to go work, you know, and me and my mom, Aisha, were just two bulls in a crowd. We're just always at each other's throat. We're always fighting, and just nothing was cute, you know. So she tells me that, man, like, I am going to, it's probably just spotting or whatever, go to the clinic. I am going to work. So she leaves, and then she's like, if anything happens, call your uncle and he'll take you to the hospital or whatever. So really, I go to the clinic, and when I get there, it's closed. So I come back and the bleeding subsides for a while, and then it continues at night, and it's extreme pain. So I go there and I go back home, like I'm at home. So I enjoy the pain, the stuff coming out. It's just haywire, you know, but I'm keeping all this to myself. There's a nanny and my brothers, but I'm not telling anyone. I'm just saying, okay, I'm in pain, but I'm not telling anyone the severity of it, because when I go to the bathroom, I pass out clots, huge clots, but I'm quiet about it. So I'm like, okay, no, this is enough. Let me call my uncle and let him know what's happening. So really, my uncle comes and fetch me. We go to the hospital, and when we get to the hospital, they tell me it's a threatened miscarriage. Otherwise, let me just keep rested, and then if anything, I must come back tomorrow. So yeah, I go back home. It's just the worst again. Like, I couldn't sleep. 5 a.m. I'm up and I'm ready to go to the hospital. I go to the hospital, and when I get there, I'm told that I had miscarried and they just need to clean me out, you know. And it was sad, guys, because I had been attached to my baby and I was already in love with my baby, so it was just the worst. So I had to call baby daddy and tell him that this happened. And the first thing he said was that, did I not have an abortion? Because I was stressed about this, what my family's going to say. Maybe I just dropped my phone on him. I was like, I'm not going to listen to this. And I was so stressed. And then I told him at that between me and getting sterilized, you know, getting cleaned, and I was like, I told him this, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna listen. I'm ready for this next procedure now. That's gonna happen. So the procedure happened, and then the doctor was like, hey. Like, he looks at me and he asked me, like, what is happening? There's just a whole lot of mess here and a whole lot of damage. Like, what is wrong? What happened? So I tell him my story from then up until now, which is 2010. And he's like, no, you know what? Don't worry. Because now you have to finish school and that. But when you are ready, you need to take care of this, because I don't think a baby would be able to live in here. He did tell me the syndrome, but guys, I forgot. Apparently my cervix is loose and everything like that. And But I was also like, like, okay, I don't care now, because really I wanted to finish school and that and this and that and that. So guys, life continued, né? And then baby daddy wasn't around most then. He was in Butterworth to go to something to do with school or something like that. So he wasn't around, and we had to, so he wasn't around, and Nanny came to fetch me. I called my mom, I told her, and then I went back home. I took a rest and I slept, and life continued. The relationship continued, but something was up, with the relationship. But kubona manje bambelele kwento bambelele kuyo ungayaziyo, but ubobona ba okay, no, like, girl, forget it. But whatever. And then the following year came 2011. Relationship was good. It was great, and yeah, but guys, I was going when I was alone, like, it was just bad. I couldn't, there were voices I could hear, guys. I felt like I was really slipping into, like they are really just sharing me. I had these episodes that my mom would tell me about, now that I'm healed. Like, she would tell me, oh my, yeah, girl, like you used to put me through the most, but life continued. But guys, we refused, and then we decided, okay, no, this is bad. Like, I can't sleep. I cry myself to sleep, and whenever everyone is asleep, I'm crying. And then when it's time for me to wake up, I can't wake up, so I sleep like the whole day. I remember my friends would come and see me from school and like, no, I had a headache, but I know that I just didn't sleep. So I didn't wake up. Basically, the alarm went, but I didn't wake up. My mom would try and wake me up, but I wouldn't be able to wake up, So I think it was in 2011, June, boyfriend came back from school, and I had gone to visit him or something like that. Yeah, guys, I saw a picture of a girl and she was pregnant on his phone. I asked him, like, who's this girl? And his response was, girl, you couldn't give me a baby, so I feel like time is running out for me, so I got someone else pregnant. And the shock that I was in, and it was just bad, guys. So now I'm fighting depression of being raped by my father, my traumatic past. Now this guy is doing this to me, but life continued, guys. Whatever, that happened. And then, guys, 2012, finished school. 2013, I started bleeding. Yeah, guys, I started bleeding though. Like, it was my normal period, and then it didn't go away. And then I got this fear of being raped again. I had that deep-seated fear. I was like, what if I get raped again? What if I get raped again? What if I get pregnant and then I lose the child? I go through the pain of having a miscarriage again. Nakona being raped, because dating was a no-go area for me, and I was like, what if these things happened? So your girl went to the clinic, and I was like, I want to be injected contraceptives, because, and then I didn't miss it, guys. My date, I didn't miss it every 3 months. I knew that, but I was not having sex, it was just this fear that I had, that I will be raped again, and I will get pregnant, and I will lose the baby because of the condition that I have, and then that will be it for me. So I lived with that fear, and I was like, I lived like for so many years, and yeah, that's when the bleeding started, and I bled for like a whole year, guys. Unyaka waphela 2014, 2015, that continued. And then in 2015, I had to upgrade my matric. I moved to Elsikisik. My mother and grandmother decided that there's a school there, like heard that there's a school, and they decided that I go stay there. And I was lied to because I was told that, oh, Ilsikisik is close to Durban, so so I was like, oh wow, I'm so excited, I'm going to live close to Durban and whatever, only to find that this place is like one street in a start to say one lenda, guys, they lali, rural areas. I went to live there 2015. Now, what was happening in 2015? School, ne? We used a building, a school building, for a primary school building. So school started at 2:30 for us, and then late ended up at 6. And then yeah, guys, from Exeni, like in the morning, I'm awake and I'm asleep. I'm asleep, and then I would wake up at like 12:30, go and take a bath, and then be ready for school. Like 2:30, I have to go to school. I have to be at school. So I found that this routine was not working for me, and I was just not getting any sleep. Like I couldn't sleep. So do you know what I did? And everyone at home was taking care of me. Like people would send money, and I was always that girl with money. So I decided that, one thing that will help me sleep, probably wine or alcohol or whatever that has got to do with alcohol, probably that will make me sleep. I used to buy, guys, alcohol, the brown one, and I don't even remember what it was, Eclipse Drift. I used to buy that, and I would just drink my life away. Drink and sleep. Wake up, sleep, 12:30, wake up, go to school, drink. And that was my life. And then for like the first 3 months, that worked for me. But like on the 4th month, I was like, no, this doesn't work for me. And while we were working with my friends from school, I heard that there's actually, this is like a renowned place of weed, people get the best weed here, and I was like, why can't I try that out? And so I went behind their backs and I bought myself weed, and it was just this was the perfect thing for me. It worked for me, and I started smoking weed, and I slept, and I get, guys, from a size Dondon to a size 28, I got so thin. Like I remember when I came back home, and my sister would be like, how, girl, like your jeans are like, not them knowing that I was just drinking and smoking my life away. I was so tired. I just wanted to die already. And then life continued for me, and I only stopped smoking and drinking when my mom came in December to come and live with me, because I was going to be writing. So she came to help me out, and I was like, and then that I had to stop because she would be able to see my habits and all of that. And then fast forward to 2016, I'm in PE. I am all alone. I live with my brother now, and like 3 days was okay. 3 days is too much. Like 2 days or even a day was enough. Me and him getting along. We would fight. It would be physical. It would be verbal. It was just bad. And what was worse, we lived in a commune, and people heard our fighting and everything like that. So it was just bad. So he'd find me sleeping all day, and I would cook on those days, maybe once a month. It was just bad. And then 2016, one day I decided, no man, this bleeding, I've been bleeding, guys, since 2013, 3 years. 3 years doing the same thing. I would just stop for like a day or two, and then I'd start. It was not heavy bleeding, but I would have to wear a panty liner every single day. But then when it's a day for my period, then I would see that, okay, the blood is heavy, and then I would wear a pad. But then on other days, panty line, because I'm just spotting. And then 2016, I decided that I'm tired of this. And I went to this nurse in PE at the clinic, and I told her what was going on with me. And she sat me down. She asked me what was wrong, and she told me that she was like, maybe something is going on that you haven't dealt with. So this is your body responding to it. And I just told her what had happened to me, and I've been fighting depression. I remember I was diagnosed with PTSD, and I did nothing about that. And then here we are now. And she referred me to a psychiatric hospital in Port Elizabeth still. And I started going there, and I met with this nurse. I told her, and she diagnosed me with severe depression, major depressive disorder, and I started being on medication. And guys, my life changed for the better. I took my medication, and suddenly the bleeding stopped. I stopped bleeding, taking medication the right way. I understood what was happening to me, because every time I went to take medication, I met with the lady, and I was also going to a counseling center there. She referred me to that, and I also went there, and I started counseling sessions, and that did wonders for me, because I was now at a stage where I was like, man, I am tired. Like, I am tired of living this way. I just need help, And I was cooperating, listening to what the social worker was telling me. We spoke, we had a relationship, and I started understanding better what my mental health was, at what state it was in. And that made me want to take my medication, because at the end of the day, my psychologist or my social worker showed me that at the end of the day, you will get better, and for you to get better, you need to do this. So what is it that you want for yourself? And I told her that I want to get better. I'm tired of the bleeding. I'm tired of crying myself to sleep. I'm tired of not sleeping. I'm tired of this angry person that I am. So I need this sorted out. So she was there to help me, and we went through the journey together, and I was a new person on Triptyline, on Rivotril, on, all those medication for depression, and I was sleeping better. I was a better person. And also what made things better for me, my niece was born in the previous year in 2014. So that made things better for me, even though it was in 2014 and she was born in 2014. And then in 2015, I moved away from her, and, all of that, it was just a whole jungle, a mess. But knowing that I had to come and see her in East London, I'm coming back to see her. Those things, they made me better, and there was actually something to live for. I saw that there was something to live for, and life continued. And I got to understand. I read about depression. I read about PTSD, and I got to understand. And I started not blaming myself for my behavior, how I was behaving, and to know that, okay, I'm going through this. And what I was so much proud of myself is taking the initiative that I want to get help, because many people, they do not get to realize that I am in trouble. I need to get help. So I tried to get, it was the best moment of my life, 2016. I met new friends in PE, living in a new place. We had so much fun. And And then in 2017, I was in PE, and then that's the year that God just showed me why all of this was happening to me. In the previous video, I did mention about my purpose. He did. That is the year that he suddenly showed up for me. I know that he was always showing up, but just hitting the nail then, and even with my medication, I was better with it. I was trying to wean myself off it. I was able to sleep without it. It was just good. It was just a good life. And then God showed up. Literally he showed up, and he released me from that bondage. Not that I have stopped taking my medication now. There are, I could go for months without taking it, but then there are some days I'm like, okay, I need to take something. So guys, that was my story about mental health, how I got diagnosed and how I am living with it, because I'm still there are days where I'm like, I need help getting up. There are days where I need full support of the people close to me. So it's going well. It's going well, and I'll forever be grateful to the people who have always been supporting me, my family at large, like them patting my back and lifting me up. In crucial times, they didn't even know for half of the time, but they were always so supportive of me. There wasn't a time that I felt excluded by my family. So it was just so beautiful. It also made my road to healing, to recovery, if I can put it that way, easier. So yes, man. And then Jesus coming into my life sealed the deal, and it was just beautiful. And just learning about forgiveness, what it did for my mental health, forgiving, and being able to move on from things made things even more easier for me. So it was just good, guys. It's good. I'm taking it one day at a time, one step at a time, but all in all, I have nothing to complain about. I am happy, and I would like to encourage everyone to please, if you feel that you are going through the most, go to your local clinics. I'm sure someone there can help you. There are also numbers that you can call. I'll try put them up, numbers for suicide and depression that you can call wherever you are feeling down, that you can call, and they would be able to help you. If you see that you need help, guys, go out there, seek help. There are people who are always ready to help out, and who are always ready to give out their best for you to be better. So yeah, let's watch out for the symptoms. Symptoms are sleeping, symptoms are weight loss, not being able to eat, loss of appetite, bad habits, signs of depression. Look out for those and get help. Let's all try and get help. And us who have been in that space and who feel that I'm okay now, let's be willing to help those that feel that they are not okay. Let's be willing to listen. Let us be willing to, because you know exactly what that person feels, so be willing to get up for that person at 4 a.m. when they call you and say that I'm in trouble, I'm thinking of doing this. Listen to them, listen to their cries and what they are saying, and I believe the world will be a better place. Yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to hit the notification bell, and I'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much. Bye.